Okay. Let's do this now. Let's do this. What's up, everybody? Sorry I had to go ahead and hop off and figure something out real quick so I can go ahead and talk to you guys. So let's go ahead and get this show on the road here real soon. Give me a sec. Perfect. 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 What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's your fragrance of the day? What's up, everybody? All right, let's go ahead and get this show on the road. Yeah, buddy, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and do this. What's up, everybody? Cool. Seems like things are a little bit smoother, and that's what we're gonna hope for. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us today on the Johnny Sense live show. I apologize again, I'm a little bit late here. However, I'm still trying to figure it out. This is my third time doing a live stream, learning as I go, and no excuses. We're gonna go ahead and get this show going. So to go ahead and get it started for you guys, I want to run down real quick about the topics that we're going to discuss, which is going to be, let me know if you can't hear me that well. The topics that we're going to discuss is going to be my scent of the day, what I put on today. Then we're gonna blind buy and react to a video talking about Khamrah, Lattafa's Khamrah. I don't know if you guys ever seen or heard of this bad Larry right here, but we're gonna see if how good it is and if it's worth even trying or buying in 2026, y'all. We're here, baby. February felt like it just started and it's about to end, and that's just how the times go. And then finally, we're going to end with a bonus. I'm going to go ahead and react to a health video. I'm trying to be a little bit healthier this year, so anybody out there who's kind of on the same path, but you know, health is wealth and health also costs. You know what I mean? So some of us can't really afford organic or go to Whole Foods and stuff like that. So I saw a thumbnail and I thought it was interesting. So we're going to check out that video and see some healthy items that hopefully aren't too expensive that we can try out. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about my scent of the day. I'm just going to go ahead really quickly and look for this bottle. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. You guys see my beautiful lady Sanade in the back? Looking kind of good. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Alrighty, guys. We're going to go ahead and get to it. Let's do this. What's up, everybody? If you're hopping in, joining in, what's up? What's up? Fragrance channel, best fragrance channel if you're trying to smell good out here. Straight honesty, Straight truth. We speak truth in the booth. You guys can see the mic that I have here. This is just a little recording mic that I use. I like to make music on the fun and freestyle and stuff like that. So, you know, your boy's out here, a man with many talents. But okay, let's go ahead and talk about my scent of the day. So my scent of the day today, what I put on was going to be Armani's Code Parfum. I got a 4.2 bottle. It's a little big, but if you guys can see right here, if you know, you know. Armani Code has been in the market for a while, since way before I was probably even knew about this line. Could definitely way before I could even afford it. This is something that maybe my dad had, or one of my cool uncles might have rocked, the older EDT. And over time, this is their newest one that they came out, I believe, like around 2024, 2025, 2023, something like that. So it's one of their newest ones that they dropped in this newer bottle too. I got the 4.2 because if you guys can see, magnetic cap. Listen. So this is going to be Armani's Code Parfum, and this is what I put on today. Now, it is a great fragrance. I work in an office environment, and if you want to smell professional, clean, and sexy, in those three ways is probably the best way and the shortest way how I can describe this fragrance. Armani Code Parfum is a sophisticated fragrance. It is known, this whole line, for their delicious tonka bean note smelling like vanilla. And it is a parfum. So what that means is that the concentration for this is going to be on the heavier side. Doesn't mean that it's going to project super loud. But a lot of times what that does mean is that the concentration of the oil is heavier. So therefore, the fragrance will last longer for the most part. It does project pretty strong and heavy. And the sillage, which is like your scent trail, is also going to be heavier than an eau de toilette, which is what most fragrances come out with. And this fragrance, I will say from a scale 1 to 10, I will immediately give it I'll give it an 8. I'll give Armani Code an 8. If you guys have ever tried this fragrance, let me know. Leave a comment or something below. But this fragrance right here, absolutely banger. Now, why I may have hesitated and whatnot is maybe the fact that this fragrance has been in my collection for about a year now, and it's one that it is a no-brainer for me. It is definitely one that smells good, some to easy to wear, especially when you're in a nicer attire, and it just works, man. It just works. It is on the sexier side compared to Dior Sauvage, compared to Bleu de Chanel, some of these other freshies. These definitely has a lot of freshness to it, but man, the sexiness is ranked up a lot higher. So if you're a dude that likes to smell clean, sexy, and sophisticated, this is definitely one in the department stores, Macy's, Sephora, Ulta, one that you definitely want to check out. I give it an 8 because the performance overall and everything is pretty good. I sprayed it one time right here, one time right here, 2 more times in the bod, 1 behind my neck, and I could definitely get whiffs of it, smell it for pretty much up until maybe 1. So for about 6 hours, it was definitely nice scent bubble, nice scent trail, and all that stuff. When you put it on clothes, usually fragrances you can smell it. So later in the day, you can usually smell it more than when you can on skin. However, some fragrances like the one that I put on yesterday, which is pretty funny because I actually put on Harmony Code, which is I guess you could say like a knockoff type of version of one of their Armani Code line, the old one, discontinued. But anyways, compared to that one, for example, like this Armani Code, the OG, the Parfum, definitely performed a bit longer. The other one performed great. I think definitely solid for 5-6 hours, but this one definitely I could smell it more on my coat. It's kind of faint, you know what I mean? It's not super strong or anything, but it's definitely something that if a girl, if you're kind of hugging her from the back and she has her nose like that, from a scale of 1 to 10, I will say that she's gonna be like, smells good, but it's not gonna be strong enough where she's gonna really be like, oh wow, that's really good or whatnot. So that's just keeping it a bean. Definitely one for the vanilla and the woods. It has iris in here. It got aldehyde, some bergamot. So with all that freshness and not a lot of heavy notes or nothing heavy, you know, this is not a super heavy fragrance, but it is heavy for a freshie. It definitely lasts for a really good time. Definitely one that you can wear around all year. Solid fragrance. So as you guys know how I do, I'm gonna go ahead and have my girl really quick come over here and take a quick little sniff test and let you guys know what you know, what does she think about this smell. So no further ado, we'll go ahead and call my honey bun. Oh, honey bun. And then we'll see if the mating call works, and then let her rank it real quick, and then we'll go ahead and move on to the next topic. Oh yeah. I want you guys to take a quick peep of my latest Sonade. Oh my goodness. I just been watching Naruto, if you guys are some Naruto fans out here. And it's been a little minute, but you know what I mean, the show is great. If you guys haven't seen Naruto, definitely check out Naruto. Definitely like some good anime out here. If you guys hate on anime, I can understand, but don't hate, man. Don't hate. Give it a shot, man. It's actually pretty fun. I don't think she really heard me. She might be like in a whole nother room. Let's go ahead and give her a call and see where she at. What's up, everybody? If you're hopping in, what's up? We just talked about my scent of the day, Armani Code Parfum. Banger. Where you at, honey bun? Can I borrow you for a second?
En el baño.
Oh, snap. Okay, all good.
Okay, bye.
Alright, bye. Alright, well, you know, duty calls. So we'll go ahead and whenever she's available, we'll go ahead and get her opinions on my scent of the day and what she really thinks about it. Get like a girl's female perspective, point of view. But in the meantime, we're not going to waste any time. We're going to go ahead and keep it moving on. Really quick, if we're talking about Armani Code here, let me go ahead and move this a little bit for you guys to be able to see better. And yeah, let's lower my camera a little bit. All right. And this is what the fragrance that I wore today is going to look like. So it's going to have a magnetic cap. Definitely has a lot of iris. When you first spray the fragrance, it's going to have a blast of iris. Definitely a lot of tonka bean in there, so you're going to get some powderiness for sure. There's definitely some bergamot, not super heavy, some woods, you know. This all sounds about right here. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna BS you guys and say like and act like I know all this stuff fine and dandy. 4.41 out of 5. Now that is a pretty good rating out of 6,000 votes. It seems like the majority of people are rocking with this fragrance, and I agree. Like I said, this is a fragrance that is easily liked. I think this is a fragrance that if you smell it at the stores, it may not rock your socks off, right? It might not be like the bee's knees, like, oh my goodness, this is a crazy new scent that I've never smelled for. Definitely gonna smell really similar, maybe like a blast to the back in time, you know what I mean? But it is a good fragrance and it works, and this line has been and existed for as long as it has for a reason. It is one of the goats. One of the underrated goats. It might be underrated because it's not talked about it much. But if you know, you know. So if you guys have smelled Armani Code Parfum or anything of the line and you guys really like it, definitely let us know in the chat, in the comment below. And yeah, it is a woody aromatic. Okay, came out 2022. I was off by a few years, but I said 2023 last, so I was off by a year. And let's read this real quick. Strong yet sensitive Armani Code Parfum reinvents the olfactory signature of the original Armani Code fragrance, retaining its woody aromatic sensual identity. I agree, very sensual. Armani Code Parfum captures the Armani Code quintessence. This is expressed in the fragrance aromatic top notes and powerfully masculine base notes. Aromatic in the beginning, masculine florals, masculine base, I could see that. With the heart now infused with an amplified sensitivity, which would be that iris. Armani Code Parfum, the new powerful yet sensitive olfactory signature. It is a signature scent indeed. It is one that you can definitely rock every day, and one that people would definitely be pleased by, in my opinion. Armani Code Parfum, cool. So they definitely keep the same scent profile, the base, I guess you could say, the foundation of what most of the line smells like, which is definitely that tonka bean. But it seems like they added some aromatic notes. You guys see this dude right here, Antoine Mason Dieu? Yeah, I don't know if I pronounced that right or anything like that. But this dude right here, I'm not going to hold you. He knows what he's doing. A lot of the fragrances, you know, when I do my research and stuff like that, I peep who makes these fragrances. You guys probably know Alberto Marias. Shout out to him. He's made a lot of fragrances that you've heard of, probably worn. This is somebody like him, you know what I mean? Somebody that has made some fragrances that you have probably heard of, something that you may have liked. I can't think of any right now off the top of my head, I'm not gonna lie. Another time we can definitely go through that. But he definitely makes a lot of sense that I remember, that I've liked. So shout out to Antoine. He definitely knows what he's doing. So here's some pros and cons. I'm on Fragrantica, and we're just gonna go really quickly with the top notes. Bergamot leaf. Middle notes are iris, aldehydes, clary sage, orris. What the heck is an orris? I know some of you guys are like, what the heck is an orris? Word. Orris root. A powdery, earthy, rooty scent with woody violet flower nuances. Cool. Like I said, definitely a lot of powderiness. Earthiness, I guess you could say that. You know what I mean? Definitely like a aromatic earthiness or something more pleasing. I know some people may be like, yeah, earthy is not really for me. But if you like Prada's Carbon, you know what I mean? Something like that, then yeah. This should be fine. And then the base notes are going to end with tonka bean and cedar. So as you guys can see, they seem like they think that this fragrance has a lot of bergamot, a lot of iris, and a buttload of tonka bean. And I would definitely say tonka bean. Iris, you can get like this masculine floral note, and then you also have some freshness, which I would say it's a combination of the bergamot, the aldehydes, and some of these aromatic notes over here. Bergamot, you know what I mean, maybe definitely in the beginning you get a obviously the top notes, a big blast of citrus, but you know those die down, and yeah, I mean it's not really strong towards the end per se. So actually what I want to start doing is when I'm doing some of these rankings and talking about some of these fragrances, is really down getting to the nitty gritty. You know what I'm saying? It's always cool to hear your favorite influencer talk about his favorite fragrance or what he wears, and you hear what he says and you're like, man, everything sounds really cool, nice and whatnot, but bro, like, is it true though? You know what I mean? That's why it's really important before you buy anything to make sure you do your research and you know what you're buying, so whenever you do buy it, you don't get really caught with any surprises, or the least as possible, at least. So yeah, let's actually go ahead and do that. So really quick with Armani Code Parfum right here, seems like the sillage is moderate on the heavy side over here and more on the stronger side than the intimate. So that's pretty good, right? Especially for those people out there who want fragrances to actually last and you know, get your money's worth. So it says it reminds them of the Armani Code. Obviously, the scent profile is based off of probably this original right here, Dior Homme Parfum 2025. I'm not really getting that, y'all. I'm not really getting that. Le Mel Le Parfum. What the heck happened on one of my lights over here? Alright, I guess it just died on me. All good, we're gonna keep it pushing. Dior Homme Parfum 2025. Yeah, I'm not really getting much of that. Maybe because of the iris? You know what I mean? The iris in this one. Okay, so let's talk about iris. The iris, you know, a lot of people, if you like iris, definitely gonna love this one. If you don't like iris, maybe this may be something that you won't like. I think you may like it, and it will be a really good introduction to iris. However, there are irises that are more on the heavier side, like Dior Homme Intense, Le Mel La Parfum, where they're a little bit darker, richer, more powdery smelling, and it gives you like that makeup type of bag feeling that you hear some people talk about. So that may not be your thing. Now there's some like Prada L'Homme, there's some like Narciso Rodriguez Blue Noir Parfum, and this one that have what I call more of a fresher take on the iris. An iris that's not super deep, rich, and powdery, but more on the lighter side, more on the fresher side. Kind of like a lavender, you know what I mean? Kinda. So yeah, I would definitely say that it's not like this one, even though I don't think I really smelt it. I smelt it in the store one time. The iris seemed a little heavy, but not too heavy, I guess, compared to the Dior Homme Intense. And then, yeah, as you guys can see, the rest of the Armani, which is, of course. But, you know what I mean? Let's see how good this really is. So let's go down through a few of these comments and really break it down and see what other people really think about Armani Code Parfum. I feel like if it's usually more positive comments than negative, then it may be something that you want to try out. But if you hear some comments that are like negative, where you're like, oh man, like I've definitely got that from fragrances, I've learned a lot, man. You could definitely I've definitely read some comments still bought in the fragrance, and then, you know, I'm like, oh man, that one comment was actually kind of right about that, you know what I mean? Something like that. So let's go over here with the first one. It says you can find it for 75 euros for 150 ml in refill bottle, which is what I have, I believe. Yep, just buy decant bottle with sprayer, enjoy an excellent parfum for low price. Okay, talking about money. If we're talking about money, I'd say always sample. I'm gonna start repeating this more in my live, so I apologize if it gets a little annoying here. However, yeah, you need to love the fragrance if you're actually going to commit into buying the full bottle, especially if you don't have money to like really spend recklessly like that. I know I don't. So, sample, 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 sample with the 1 ml, then boost it up to the 5 ml. And then if depending on how quick that sucker runs out, if it like the 5 ml lasts you like no longer than a month, well then maybe yeah, you do really like the fragrance and you want to keep wearing it and you really like the scent profile. So then at that point I'd say yeah, go ahead and run it. Go ahead and get that fragrance. But if you try it out after the 5 ml and it lasts you for like 6 months or something like that, well then you know what I mean. Maybe it's one that you wouldn't want to buy a full bottle of. Maybe you just want to sample, get like a 10 ml, and that lasts you 6 months to a year, and you Gucci, and you can just have some more few ones and not spend as much as the full bottle. Next comment right here. This stuff is beautiful, man. Fresh bergamot, iris, clary sage opening that dry down to a creamy tonka bean, cedar, and iris. Smells magnificent. In the air, my brother wears it. Very, very good. Freshy, perfect for day to day or suit and tie. Exactly. It has good versatility. Just make sure to test on skin because on me, aldehydes smell waxy and weird. So, as much as I like this, I could never wear it. 8.4 out of 10. Solid freshy. Solid freshy, solid freshy. But yeah, I would agree. Yeah, you know what I mean? I gave it an 8. This person gives it an 8.4. I agree with most of everything he says. This is definitely a beautiful fragrance. Smells magnificent. Perfect for day to day or suit and tie. Great versatility. Yeah. Just make sure to test it on skin. Aldehydes may smell waxy and weird. Absolutely. Aldehydes may be a note that you might get a little used to. So we're going to keep it moving. Fresh, clean, classy. I don't know why so many people voted this as a winter night scent. This is perfect for the office and warm weather. Agreed. However, you definitely need to watch the sprays here. If you spray too much in the summertime, it might be a little too overpowering for you. That powderiness might overtake it. The vanilla sweetness might be just a little too much for people, for you as a wearer. So just be mindful of the sprays. I think this one is definitely more of a winter nighttime scent. In the sense that obviously it's a darker black bottle fragrance. More darker, richer, I guess, where it can actually last in the winter and nighttime sort of weather. For sure, for sure. Well, it smells like iris and it's glowing. Nope, will not use again. There you go. If you're one of those people where you're like, yeah, dude, like I hear iris, a lot of people like iris, I want to like iris, but it's too cloying or it's too much. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. This may be one that you just want to smell in a department store before you even buy a sample. You know what I mean? You good, baby? Alright. I had a short-lived run with this one. When I was testing it out on skin multiple times, I really liked it. I liked the peppery sharpness it had, but once I bought it on my own, it didn't hit quite the same. Maybe I got a bad batch because there was a serious airiness coming out when I had it on. I think the aldehydes in this made it feel quite fizzy on skin. So it never quite felt right on me. I never hated it, but I never was super comfortable on me. I feel like I'm moving away from fresh fragrances a bit, or at least the powdery freshness. I love powderiness in a scent, but when it stays dry and not too airy, I suppose that's why I love LMLP so much. The heck is an LMLP? Do you guys know what an LMLP is? I feel like I might know what that is, but I can't really remember. I got offered to trade this for YSL Blue Electrique. Yeesh, which I much preferred, so I took that offer with little hesitation. Shit, I probably would have too. Maybe code works better on me when I'm a bit older. Scent 6 out of 10, projection 4 out of 10, longevity 5 out of 10. Dang, this person went kind of ham on this one. Let's see. This is why it's important to test on skin and not just on clothes or on paper when you're testing out fragrances. Because if you're somebody that likes to put fragrance on your skin, you have to get and know how it smells on your skin in order for you to really know if you're gonna like it or not. The aldehydes again is mentioned, where it seems like it might be too fizzy, cloying, or whatever is just off. We heard something about the iris too. You know what I mean? So again, definitely try on your skin, try on clothes, sample. I think this is a great example of, you sample, you go to the store, you put it on your skin, you put it on a tester strip. You even like it so much where you come back to the store the next day or, shortly after, and you go smelling, you're like 2 times now, you're like, man, I really like this scent. Like, I'm gonna buy the bottle right here now. Well, then maybe you should sample it, because this is a good example of when you think you like it, but then when you actually own the bottle and you wear it a few times, you kind of realize, yo, like, I don't really like this scent like how I really thought I did. So I feel like this dude would have, or female would have been happier if he or she would have had like a sample and just would have rocked that, you know what I mean? Rock the sample for a little bit. After he would have got the 1 ml, maybe he would have wasted that in a week or a month, you know what I mean? Then boosted up to the 5 ml, you know what I mean? If that was gone in a week or a month, you know what I mean? He might really like the fragrance. But, 5 ml, I think that's like 50 sprays. So that's definitely enough wears, I think, for you to really figure out if it's a fragrance that you like. Tight beat. Let me know if you agree. If you agree. Let me take a little second right here. See what's up. Alrighty, let's keep it pushing. We'll do a few more and then we'll stop it right there. We'll do these. Strong on skin, easy 6 to 8 hours. I like it. Not current my favorite. I do wear it a lot. Sounds like me. Sounds like something I would have wrote down. Got this last year for the birthday. My dad was furious about the price tag. I bet. I asked him for the OG version, but he got this instead. All the notes I love, except it offends everyone. I would recommend the original as it is less cloying. Also, there are like 5 types of this stuff now, slightly changed too. You like what you like. If you like the OG, stick with the OG. I think the OG might be a little weak for today's standards, but French Whore 237 might be onto something. You know what I mean? Some people may not like parfums, may not like super strong projecting heavier fragrances. Maybe they like more EDTs, or EDP might be strong enough for them. You know what I mean? So if that's you, OG's always the way to go. Usually the EDTs are always the most liked too, just the most versatile, most liked. Usually it's the one that pops it all off. This is the first Armani I would buy. So damn classy, mature, professional, and seductive at the same time. Clean, powdery, Tonkin florals with a bit of freshness. Projecting is low, but longevity is good. Smells creamy, clean, and cuddly. Yep. This is probably another type of review that I would drop on here as well. I have nothing else to say. And last but not least, here, let's just move myself up a little bit. Prada L'Homme Intense is better in every way except performance. I just give that one. If you want more masculine iris, go with Dior Homme Parfum. The aldehydes here kind of ruin it for me, and the tonka bean smells synthetic and harsh when I put my nose to it. Damn. Well, if you like Dior Homme Parfum, and you're talking about Prada L'Homme Intense, then I can see where you're coming from as why the aldehydes may have ruined it for you. Prada L'Homme Intense is pretty elite. I ain't gonna hold you. That's one that, you know, I'm glad it wasn't gay kept, because it was about to be one of those pricey discontinued ones, but it got brought back to the market, and I'm happy for it. I'm here for it. Got that bad letter. Dior Homme Parfum might be a little bit more niche. Tonka bean smelling synthetic and harsh. I guess I could say that. It is on the stronger side, but it's not like terribly. It's not too bad, at least for me. But yeah, guys, that'll be it for this segment right here. We talked about my scent of the day. We talked about what? We talked about how well it lasted, what I thought about it. We went through some of the reviews, went through Fragrantica, and yeah, let me know if there's anything else you guys want to know. I'm going to take a quick second and take any questions, answer any questions and whatnot. Alrighty. Seems like a slow day. Nobody's really popping in, but hey, it's all good, baby. It's all good. We all got stuff to do. Today is just one of those busy days. I'm trying to do better myself in trying to be more consistent in dropping this content. You know, I got a new camera on the way. I'm really excited. So tomorrow's stream should be very exciting. I'm learning little bit by little bit, and it seems like I'm getting a little bit smoother. So thank you guys for any support and all the love that you guys give. It really does motivate me, and it really does push. And let's get this community started, man. This is going to be the best community on YouTube. Best community, best gang, best group, best squad ever. Ever. That's just how we get down. That's just how we get down. That's just how we get down. But alrighty, we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and get here in the next topic shortly. You know, let's probably bring Lady Tsunade back. Lady Tsunade. Don't you just love Lady Tsunade? Man, that's so bad. Bro, it's getting a little hot up in here. Now I got chilly. What the hell? Don't you just love when that happens? But alrighty, let's get to the next topic, y'all. Cool. Now we're gonna talk about now we're gonna react to this video right here. Shout out to Cal Cologne. He just dropped a fragrance out here. He made a new drop. It was a good fragrance. If you like amber leather, definitely want to check out. And yeah, let's go ahead and get to it. Let's react to this video. See if Khamrah is even worth it in 2026, y'all. Is it worth it?
Blind buy unboxing. This isn't going to be a good video. I've owned this nasty junk in here before, but so many of you have requested me to blind buy it. Lattafa Khamrah. This is a weird video for me because this fragrance was like the final straw for me with TikTok Shop and people who push stuff on TikTok Shop.
Oh gosh.
After this fragrance, I was like, that's it. I was like, I'm done. I'm never purchasing anything from these people ever again. Listen, hey, presentation though, 10 out of 10. That's beautiful. I owned this for about 25 seconds. And it promptly went downstairs to my little cousin who lives with us. Whenever I give him stuff that I do not like, I always tell him, please do not feel obligated to wear it or to keep it. And if you don't like it,
Facts.
chuck it. Yeah, okay.
Hold on. Shit. For those of you guys who are doubting on your boy and thinking that I didn't have it or anything like that, I've had this for a while. I think he dropped this video about a year ago. I'm gonna leave the description of the full video in the description box after the live, so you guys can check it out if you want to. But yeah, let's go ahead and smell it with him and see what he's talking about. What's my boy Cal talking about here, man? Decent sprayer, alright.
It's not a bad smell. Like Lattafa Khamrah.
Off the rip is not horrible. I get a whole bunch of sweetness. Almost like a dried fruit. If you've ever smelled a fragrance that has like a dried fruit note.
Is a bad smell because it smells like feces. This just smells like a cheap vanilla apple pie plug-in candle. Picture yourself going to your local grocery store, walk to the wall-scented aisle, and find an apple pie wall-scented plug-in. That's all this smells like. It just smells cheaply made. Listen, if you want something that's going to perform,
Cheaply made. Listen, for the price that you get this for, I think you can get this for like 30-40 bucks. That's usually what these fragrances go for. It's not bad, man. I mean, you can literally go sell this at your Burlington, at your TJ Maxx or something like that. And I don't think it, like, I definitely smell cheaper fragrances at those places like Burlington and TJ Maxx and Marshalls and stuff like that. So I would say this is slightly better than that type of quality, but you know, it's not smelling super expensive either. So I guess I see what he's saying.
and it's going to last a long time, get it.
It's not
If you like
super
what I
loud.
described, get it. For the price point, it's a very good deal because you get a fantastic performing fragrance.
I agree. This is definitely a strong performing fragrance. Let me give you guys a story real quick. So it was a friend of mine. It was her birthday, right? And she wanted to go to the city. So we went to the city and we went to this bar. I don't remember, kind of late, maybe like closer to 12 and whatnot. I shit you not, I smelled this fragrance. I smelled this fragrance in the air. I recognize it. I know it. It could have been Angel Share, which is what it's supposed to replicate. But I've also smelled Angel Share, and it's definitely more of this one. So, smelling in the air in clubs or in bars, it projects. It's loud enough, and I'm talking about this bar had so many people. It was packed out. Think like 50 people in this small little bar where you're almost like really tight. You can't really move, almost like a really busy club. And you could still smell this out of mostly everything and anything that was in the air, food, drinks, smoke, all that. So if you care about that, you like dried fruits, sweetness, ambers, this might be up your alleyway. This might be up your alleyway. I ain't gonna hold you. So for the price, yeah.
If I could speak to you fellas as like my little brother, little cousin, I'll tell you just save up for a little bit longer and get something that's a little bit better. Like save up just a little bit longer for something like this, like a Stronger With You Intensely. You're gonna thank yourself if you save up for something like this, as opposed to getting some like a cheap dupe.
I agree.
Like this. And again, that's just my personal opinion. This is now the.
I agree. This fragrance, you know what I'm saying, hasn't had much of a dent. It's almost full. And it's definitely one of those fragrances that I would say I appreciate to have in my collection, but definitely not happy. Not the happiest blind buy smell. Because like I say, when you spend 30, 20, even $10 on a fragrance on anything, you better make every dollar count. You better use that sucker. You better love it. You better actually making dents on those. So by that, I would say that save up and definitely get something more that you like.
Second time of owning this fragrance, but glad I bought it again because it just I didn't feel fair to keep like bashing it in the comments to people without actually owning it again and smelling it. Not sure what I'm gonna do with this fragrance. I'll most likely give it to another one of the cousins, and they can just they can do what they want with it.
I just might give it to a bud.
I'm not even gonna put this in a giveaway or offer it as a trade to anybody because to me that's foul on my part. Yeah, Lattafa Khamrah, weird one.
All right. Alrighty, great video. The heck is going on here? What the hell? There we go. My bad, y'all. Shit. Alright, so cool video. Pretty informative. So we'll get to the next topic, and that is if Khamrah by Lattafa, the original that they dropped, if it's even worth it in 2026. And by seeing the video that we just saw, I would definitely agree with a lot of points that he's made. If you like projection, if you don't mind cheaper smelling, I wouldn't say cheap because I don't want to make it sound like it's super synthetic. It definitely not the worst. You know, I've had it for a while now, so it's had time to develop and all that noise, but definitely not a bad fragrance. I will agree with him as well in the sense that it may not be a love. It may be a like. So if it's not a love, then I would say definitely save up the money and get you something so much better. I mean, something for around this price range, I could definitely name fresher fragrances, more versatile, more mass appealing fragrances for the same price that will get the job done. So if you guys are even interested of anything like that, definitely let me know. But long story short, I don't think Lattafa Khamrah is worth it in 2026. Definitely one worth smelling and trying if you like dry fruits, ambers, vanilla, sweetness, you know what I mean? Then this may be something that you may want to try. But other than that, to have and collect and have in your fragrance, nah, they can discontinue this and focus on something else, in my opinion. So we'll go ahead and real quickly go through Lattafa, okay? And like I said, sweet, spicy, warm, spicy, amber, vanilla, you know, all that good stuff. We got a 4.28 out of 5 with 25,000 reviews. Jeez. Released in the same year as Armani Code Parfum that we talked about earlier. Damn. Yeah, see, this fragrance went viral. So that's why you'll see this fragrance a lot, because a lot of people talk about it. It's viral. I mean, it kind of blew up the market. It's supposed to smell like angel share. So if you like that type of sweetness and stuff, maybe you'll like this. But dang, man, 25,000 compared to 6, that's crazy. And 4.28. That means out of all these people, the majority really liked it or loved it. It says okay, like right here, and then there's a love right next to it, and there's more love. Dang, okay. Oriental spicy. What we got here? Top notes of cinnamon, nutmeg, bergamot, dates, praline, tuberose, mahonio, vanilla, tonka bean, amberwood, myrrh, benzoin, and akigala wood. Yeah, buttload of cinnamon, dates, there you go, dried fruit. Praline, I believe, is just like a gourmand sweetness. What is praline? A modern synthetic accord with soft but intense sweet lactonic balsamic fragrance. It's in liquid brun, which is an angel share and Altier. So it's definitely used in a lot of popular fragrances, so it's definitely a good note. But yeah, I guess cinnamon, sweetness, dates. A whole bunch of ambers. That's what you're getting here. That's what you're getting here, folks. We'll do a few comments over here and what the people say or think about this. Yo, what's up, Antonio? What's up, my boy? How you living today? Thanks for joining and hopping in real quick. Just to let you know, if you haven't seen, we're talking about Lattafa Khamrah. I don't know if you heard or seen of this before. But we're talking about if it's even worth it in 2026. And really quick to run you down, it is not, my boy. It is not. It is not. It's good if you like I said, you know, if you like ambers, you know, you're cool with ambers, you like vanilla, you know, if you like dried fruits, especially dates, some warm spiciness right here, then it might be your thing. But for today's days and age, yeah, nah. It's on the stronger side, moderate. I agree. So if you like projection, if you like that type of stuff, it's pretty cool. Let's go ahead, run through some of these comments and see what they think. Smells like a dude you see in the corner of a sketchy nightclub, glowing and very heavy. I wanted to love it, but I can't, which really saddens me. I get why people like it, but this is just a not for me. Damn. First comment off rip. Jeez. Well, like I said, if you guys saw or heard the story that I said earlier, you know what I mean? I got a girl for her birthday a few months ago, invited me out. We went to the city and we went to this bar, and there was just a buttload of people in there. And I smelt this fragrance. I recognized this freaking fragrance. Definitely recognized it, the scent profile. And I was like, man, somebody in here, I know they rocking Lattafa Khamrah. And then the air smelled pretty good, even though, you know, out of all the smells in the bar, it was definitely one that was like projecting pretty loud, right? But not super, super loud. But like Elisa says, it might be cloying. That guy might have been that sketchy nightclub dude. You know what I mean? I could see it being one of those fragrances that, you know what I mean, when somebody gets closer to you, you know what I mean? And in the air, when you're at a distance, it may smell good, but when you get closer, you know, a girl's trying to kiss you or something, then it might be a little too strong for them. So then that's why they say a little too cloying, a little too heavy. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys ever kissed a girl on her neck when she's had a perfume on or something like that, and you're trying to kiss and you can almost taste it still, bruh. Yeah. Hold on here. It's pretty burnt, not gonna lie. The same as liquid brun. Here in Argentina, most people wear those for special occasions. Yes, Antonio. Yes, indeed. So this is a fragrance like Angel Share. Expensive smelling per se, right? Unique. So unique in the sense that, yeah, it definitely could be worn more, or should be worn more for special occasions. But as you see, Elisa said over here that she smelt it. Well, I guess she says it smells like a dude you see in the corner of a sketchy nightclub. And I've gave the story of somebody who's actually worn it in a bar, so you know, it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy how that works, but definitely more for the wintertime, right? I do not see this in the summer. If you're wearing this in the summer, bro, you gotta be a sociopath, right? You gotta be crazy wearing this in the summer. But yeah, it's pretty burnt. I agree. You know what I mean? You know, burnt can be very negative. Burnt, I think you're meaning like smoky, right? Almost like incensey. Or are you talking about like tires burnt? Because if you talking about tires burnt, the people going want to know, and that definitely help them be like, nah, I'll definitely skip. I think they should definitely skip in 2026. Same as liquid brewing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Smoky woods. That's really what it is. Smoky woods, incense. That's where you kind of get more of that smoky / like burnt type of vibes. But yeah. Hey, happy late Valentine's Day, bro. It was good after the stream, you know what I mean? I didn't even get to eat dinner. I said that we were going to eat ramen and stuff like that, but by the time I finished, it was already too late. So my ass really just went to bed, bro. I think you know, we hit the gas a little bit afterwards, and then yeah, just pretty much just chilled and went to sleep. But how was your Valentine's Day? Did you have a good Valentine's Day? Did you do anything special? Maybe some good old steak, you know what I mean? Get you some action. But hopefully you had a good Valentine's Day too, bro. But yeah, we'll go two more reviews right here for Lattafa's Khamrah. Skip, save your money, get you something else. You hear this, it's hyped, maybe overhyped. It's a good fragrance, but definitely one that I would say skip, save your money, unless you really like incensey, ambers, sweetness, cinnamon, buttload of cinnamon. Really good, but you need to give it time to macerate. Absolutely. This is one, when you get it off rip, you're definitely going to get more of those synthetic smells. We saw in the, we reacted to this video over here earlier by Cal Cologne. He did an unboxing for Lattafa's Khamrah. And he said it smelled synthetic or cheap smelling. At this point, I've had it for a year. Definitely doesn't smell really cheap smelling. It smells pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Not really for me, but it's not a bad smelling fragrance. However, in the beginning, I do recall that it definitely needed some love. It needed a little time to breathe and let it do its thing. You know what I mean? And then right here, this fragrance has become my obsession. Addicted. I have many fragrances worth hundreds, yet this smells just as good, if not better quality. Woo! Khamrah is intoxicating, and I keep wearing it. I don't care what weather. My perfume collection is big, worth thousands, yet this one scratches that itch more than any. That itch for just being truly enveloped in a captivated and captivated by a fragrance. Well, there you go. I mean, I guess Sight of Winter really likes Lattafa Khamrah. And like I said, you know, it's not a bad fragrance. So it's definitely one to try, I would say, in 2026, like sample or something like that. But definitely for 20-30 bucks, even if it's 15 bucks, bro, like don't buy it. I don't think you're gonna wear it unless you really love winter, sweet, cinnamon, date type of fragrances. Yeah, maybe it might be up your alleyway, but definitely do some more research and whatnot. Let me squeeze in one more right here. Two more. If I had to keep one fragrance, it might be this one. I got it a year ago and loved it. Wear it every so often and still love it. Every woman I have been with who has smelled me wearing this has loved it. Great out the box, and a year later for surprisingly cheap. There you go. Another person who likes it. They've gotten compliments from women, it seems like. So definitely I could see that. Like I said, it's not a bad fragrance. Compliment getter, it's compliment worthy. It's definitely unique out here. But like I said, I mean, this dropped in 2022, y'all. So it's already been on the market. It's been overhyped, duped, reduped, everything for what, 4 years now. It's time to move on. It's time to, bro. There's new stuff, fuego, fire dropping out here every day, man. So yeah, we'll leave that in 2022. How about that? And then what the heck? Shit, I think this might be like some Brazilian, right? Some Portuguese. Perfume dos doce tanto cuanto curioso suas notas ao bem presentes. You talking about praline, monsterfield. I don't know Portuguese, but I know some Spanish. She talking about caramelo, canela, sweetness, bergamonta, tranquilo, es bomba. Oh no, don't cancel me for that. I think he's saying that the fragrance is bomb. It seems like he's now use no calor. Not now use no calor. What does that mean? Calor is like heat. Like, is it heat or is it no heat? Shit. It seems like this person really liked it though. So it seems like we got like what, 3 likes, 3.5 because they say really good, but I need some time, and then 1 bad one. So out of the 5 reviews that we saw in Fragrantica here, it seems like, there you go, some of the notes real quick. If there's anything that you guys see that you guys like, you know, maybe it's something that you want to ask about, or maybe something you'll like. But yeah, seems like the rating is holding, you know. Most people, more than not, are liking this fragrance. So like I said, and I'll finish off with that if it's definitely one that you may want to sample and try before you buy for sure in 2026. I think it should be skipped, and you should save your money to get something better to your liking. But if you hear it, you hear all this hype, and you're like, nah, that sounds like me, definitely try before you buy. Check it out. Okay, my boy Antonio smells. He says that I meant burnt, like too many people wear it. Okay, like overhyped. Too many people wear it. We say that when something is very used. No, you good, bro. You good. You know, we all have different jergas, as we say in Spanish. You know what I mean? Different meanings and stuff. But I get you. I just didn't know if you meant burn like instancy, because that is also kind of true though. But burn as in too many people wear it. I like that. You know, that's like, I think that's a word used in like spy. Don't get burnt. You know what I mean? When you get caught or something like that. So I like that. It is a burnt fragrance in 2026, y'all, man. Definitely too many people out here wore it. Now that I smelled it out in the club, in the city, in the bar, I'm like, yeah, this fragrance might have to be a skip. Save your money. Save your money. My sis asked me for a fragrance. White rice, it's called. My sis asked me for a fragrance. White rice, it's called. What the heck? A fragrance called white rice. I would have to say and ask which kind. Are we talking basmati? Are we talking jasmine or the regular long white grain? Any thoughts about it, bro? I'm not gonna hold you. I've never heard about it, but let's see. Let's see what's up. Oh, it's gotta be this one. Is it this one, bro? Ooh, is it this one? Hold up. Hold up. Is it this one right here? White rice. It seems like the only one that popped up that that says white rice. That's a unique name. Has anybody heard of that? White rice. I hope it doesn't smell like white rice. But let's see. It seems like it's a unisex fragrance for men and women. It's by a brand named Dianam or Diana. Okay, I'd never heard of that brand, but we got powderiness, musky, iris, sweet, savory. I've never heard of that. Main accord. Woody, lactonic, earthy, white floral, and vanilla. Savory. That gives me like gourmand, right? Like delicious, like tasty. So it seems like we're getting a powdery iris musk. Okay, so some florals, musky florals, powdery musky florals. Some savory sweetness. Some woods in the background. 4.12 out of 5 out of 1,000 some votes. So it might be like a low-key fragrance. 4.12 isn't that bad. Now use para calor. Don't use it. Ah, okay, yeah. Agreed. Lattafa Khamrah. If you wearing this in the summer, bro, you're a psychopath. We saw somebody, they're like, man, I wear it in any weather, bro. You crazy, bro. You crazy. You crazy. Definitely don't. Yeah, definitely a winter, autumn, winter type of fragrance for sure. To maximize that. But back on white rice, it's a floral fragrance. 2023. Okay. IFF. Okay. Yeah, we got rice. Whatever the heck this is. What the heck is a pandanus? Green herbs and fougères. It has a very specific, sharp, and powerful, but also sweet, honey-like diffusive fragrance. Okay. I don't really like sharp, but it could be also okay. I like sweet, honey, diffusive. That sounds pretty promising. I've never heard of that, though, in a fragrance. Interesting. So we got rice. We got pandanus, orris, jasmine, white musk, tonka bean, and cedarwood. All right. Has anybody heard or seen of this fragrance or smelt it or anything like that? I'm really curious about this rice note. Like, orris is cool with me. Jasmine, you know what I mean? It might smell a little feminine, powdery. You know what I mean? It's musky, but this rice, what's this rice about, man? I gotta figure this out. Okay. So it's more on the intimate side. You see this right here, bro? More on the intimate side. So that tells me, right? You know, there's a little bit moderate right here, but it's mostly intimate. That tells me that this is a weak fragrance. This is what I call a nightstand type of fragrance. This is one kind of like YSL L'Homme, La Nuit de L'Homme, Dolce Gabbana The One. You know what I mean? Kind of nightstand, like more for sexy time perhaps. Yeah, you know what I mean, closer to the skin. maybe she doesn't like loud fragrances. She likes to just smell herself and doesn't want to really be burning people's nose hairs and whatnot. But that's cool. You know, some people, they care about performance, some people don't. You know, that's something when I'm looking at fragrances, something that I definitely consider when it comes to buying. Longevity seems to be moderate, so you know, kind of like a eau de toilette. That's what I'm getting, eau de toilette. And this perfume reminds of Le Papier, You, Father Figure fragrances that I've never heard of. Bro, have you heard of any of these fragrances? You know, a lot of times this helps to figure out like the scent profile. Maybe you see something that you recognize that will help you figure out if it's worth buying or not. But let's see what some of these people say over here real quick. I was told it smells a bit like carpet shop. Okay. But as for me, 1 to 2 hours of wearing the smell reminds me very much of a molecule perfume. Maybe a bit more powdered and sweet, but otherwise very similar. Okay. I think I've heard of Molecule 01. Maybe you heard of that too, Antonio. Definitely one that's, I heard, like, you know, it's like a skin scent. Some people may smell it, but you know, not super projecting. But carpet shop, that's not a good first look. That's a day ago. Photorealistic dust accord. Remember we were talking dust. Somebody used dusty again. Dust. Word. So dusty and musky, like the starch leftovers of white rice at the bottom of a dusty twine bag. Ew. That is not what I'm trying to smell like. I hope that's not true. But I guess it's bringing in this fragrance, like some of that powdery nuance is coming from like that rice nature. You know what I mean? So it might smell like that latonic. It really might smell like a pot of rice, bro. That'd be crazy, dude. It's crazy how they make fragrances smell like things out here. But very similar to Glossier You, for me personally, with an Ambroxan heavy opening. I don't get a powdery white rice scent from this as much as I do a neutral musky skin scent. I layered this with Monsoon Rain and get this vibe. What vibe do you get, baby? The hell? Dragon Rice Typhoon? Oh, what the hell? See, if this is your first niche perfume or you want a very close to the skin light scent, then this is for you. The rice is in the opening for a fleeting moment, after which it settles to a soft musky scent that on my skin is exactly the same as Father Figure by Fleur, which I would choose over this one as it has better longevity. A nice fresh out the shower scent. If you love the opening and want something more long lasting, go for Celestial Objects by Lise. More rice, better long lasting power, but also with a fun dry down. Alright, that's cool, bro. So this review, this comment right here lets me know that if it's your first niche perfume and you like close to skin light scents, then this might be something interesting for your sis. The rice opening is fleeting and then it leads into a soft musky scent. So if the rice is really strong and people have mentioning it now at this point and it's in the top note, I'm feeling like this is gonna smell exactly what it's called, white rice. Now I'd be very curious as to what type of rice, because that would be more of a selling point for me. Not all rice smell the same, and not all rice, I don't want to smell like rice first of all, but if I was, me personally, I'd probably go with jasmine rice. You know what I mean? Something about jasmine rice got like this certain aromatics tone to it that, you know, every time I smell jasmine rice, I'm like, delicious. But if it's like regular white rice or brown rice or anything like that, I'm good on that. I don't want to smell like rice in the first 10 minutes or whatever. That dry down gotta be immaculate. But maybe this is something else that we could check out too. Celestial Objects by Lise. You know what I mean? This person says that if you like rice, It's better, longer lasting, and with a fun dry down. Yeah, bro. Yeah, yeah. It definitely seems more of like a comfort fragrance, which is totally cool. You know, if that's what she likes, then that's what she likes, and that's totally fine. That's totally fine. We're just going over this fragrance real quick to make sure if it's something, even things that she may want to consider. It's white rice. This one really didn't live up to the hype for me. I love rice, and this fragrance certainly smells like it, but as a perfume it feels very bland. Just a powdery white rice with a bed of musk. Doesn't smell bad. Quite pretty and clean girl-esque, but again it's just boring. Sits close to the skin, and the longevity is around 3 to 4 hours before it's too faint to smell without reaching before really searching. 5 out of 10. Yeah, I'm not getting a lot of love here. You know what I'm saying? It's seeming like it's more of a meh. I'd probably go down through a few more comments and whatnot and see what other people say and think about this fragrance, but overall it seems like this is more of a this is more of a meh. What do you think, bro? You think does she really like rice? I'm about to show you one here. Have you heard of this one? Tiffany and Love. Tiffany and Co. Love for him. I don't know if you've seen this bottle. Pressurized sprayer. Crazy. That shit blasts. I don't know if you got to see that. But I'll tell you what. I'll tell you about this fragrance because we just talked about white rice and we just saw some of the comments how it was saying that it's a more weaker to moderate type of fragrance. It's musky and stuff of that nature, powderiness. If those are some of the things that she likes, then maybe look into Tiffany & Co. Love for her. I have the him version, but I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I remember a few months ago, it might have been even closer to a year when this fragrance first dropped. I smelled the for her, sexy, delicious. It was weak. This one, I thought I got the for her because I was gonna give it to somebody, for a female, for a gift, but then I don't know what happened, and it just kind of ended up like ruining this. But I'm not too mad. I actually do like the scent. What I don't like is that it doesn't, I feel like it becomes a skin scent quicker. I feel like it doesn't really project. It's closer to a skin one. So like I said, like a nightstand type of fragrance. However, since we're talking about those type of fragrances, the female one, let's see if I can look that up real quick. See if it's even something, if she likes like freshies and stuff like that. But Tiffany and Co. Love for her. Bro, this one right here, definitely I would recommend for a female. Citrus, fresh, spicy, aromatic, wood, green, white, floral, fresh. Perfect for spring and summer. 3.96 out of 5, 1 out of 1,000 votes. I would say this score is low, not because of the smell, but because of the performance. Okay, so maybe the other one smells a little bit better because if it performs about the same and the rank is higher for the white musk, maybe it's a little bit better smelling for the ladies, right? But this is like you know how the Dolce & Gabbana light blue for women is like super big and women love that, guys love that and everything. This is up there with that. I would say this is up there with that. So if you like that, definitely one that you want to check out. Very unique. That's the problem. A unique fragrance that has to be. And that shit means what it sounds like. Strepidiosis. Strepilodocious. The hell does that mean, Brody? Strepilodocious. Strepilodocious. Oh. Gotcha. Hell yeah. That shit means what it sounds like. Mirto de Panera is definitely a good one for close scents. It's amazing. Mirto de Panarea. You know if it's the summer edition or the La Reserva? Damn, so little votes. This might be one of those underrated ones, bro. Is this the one that you were talking about the other day? Because I know you talked about one of these Aqua di Parmas. I think it was a Mirto or something. But dude, bro, I love citron, juniper berry, sage, lavender, all bangers. Myrtle myrrh. I've had fragrances that have them that I may like it, but I've had some too that, you know, maybe not. More of the myrrh. Truly mastic. Bro, this smells like goodness right here. You just invented the word. You crazy, bro. You crazy. But yeah, definitely want to check out this one. If you don't like weak performing fragrances, then you know you can skip or whatnot. But if you like those really freshy, vibrant, citrusy, woody, aromatic, easy to wear, super easy to wear, easy. Just maybe a little bit too pricey for. The smell's great, quality's great, and everything. But like I said, the performance is really what kills it. The normal one, not La Reserva. Okay, let's see. It's probably got to be the summer edition. Oh shit, no, they got Panarea. Is it this one, bro? Blue Meteriano? 4.1 out of 3,000. Most people like it. Oh, bro, this guy is a beast. Yeah, this is, see, a perfumer that knows what he's doing. So I'm already knowing this one's definitely got to smell pretty good. Myrtle, lemon, bergamot, basil, fresh off the top. I'm already knowing. Sea notes, jasmine, rose. Okay, juniper, cedar, mastic, amber. Okay. The Reserva is way greener vibes. Okay, gotcha. Word. So this is the one, bro. So this is the one that you're talking about? Sheesh. Aromatic. Oh, yep. Fresh, spicy, citrus, herbal, woody, marine. What's the longevity for you? How does it last for you? Is it good, or is it kind of more on the weaker side? Let's actually see real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna have to sample that bad Larry right there. Moderate, intimate. What? Best freshie of all time? Bro. Say you cap. 6 feet Italian? Say less, bro. I'm 5'6". I need to feel like 6 feet sometimes, you know what I mean? See. Profile very boring, rarely in the mood for it, except for a crisp rainy day. Really good one, mouth-watering citrus, boosted by enough. Oof. Opening is 10 out of 10, dry down 4 times out of 10. It lasts a long time for you. That's good to know. I know depending on the skin, the performance can be good. To some people, it may not. But that sounds good. This, since we're talking about freshies and light, what is this called? It's called like Santal. Damn. There's one that, but I can't think of it. That's also a freshie that I've had like a friend wear it that smells really good. But I'll figure out the name of it and I'll talk about it for another time. But lasts a long time for you. Say less, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try this out, and then whenever I get it, definitely talk about it and whatnot. But let's go ahead and get to the next topic real quick. Bro, appreciate you for popping in and showing some love as always, Antonio. Much love and success for you. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're doing great out here. I already went today, guys, as like a real quick recap. We did the Armani Code Parfum, which is what I wore today. This bad Larry, have you tried this one? Definitely let me know. Armani Code Parfum. Good fragrance. I work in the office. Clean, sophisticated, powdery, dusty. So if you don't like dusty fragrances, then maybe not so much because of the iris. Some other florals, aldehydes in there. But really good, clean, sophisticated fragrance. Easy to wear. And then we reacted to the Khamrah blind buy unboxing. And we talked about whether if it was worth in 2026, which is a skip for me. Save your money for something better. My boy Antonio says that it's burnt, and I agree, it is burnt, overused. And yeah, then we're gonna end up this stream with reacting and watching cheapest ways to eat healthy here and in 2026. And then we'll do an ending with any final questions, a little Q&A at the end, and yeah. So let's go ahead and get straight to it. Yes, bro, the Armani is fire. Fire. Works every time. So this is a video that I saw earlier today that that I feel is gonna be pretty good and informative. So it says right here, you know what I mean, the cheapest way to eat healthy in 2026. Aldi prices inside. So it seems like we're gonna go inside of Aldi's and we're gonna see what's good.
Doesn't have to be expensive. You just got to know which foods give you the most bang for your buck. So I'm going to show you the healthiest and most economical foods when it comes to breakfast, snacks, lunch, and dinner, with some pro shopping tips sprinkled in so don't skip
Fire.
Let's start with snacks because we all love a good snack. And I want a snack that's going to fill me up and satiate my hunger. And a lot of snacks don't do that. They're just empty calories that spike you up and bring you back down. But the reason why I like a beef stick is because it's
Can you hear it, bro?
Protein.
Can you hear the vid?
Which almost always means high protein. A stick of this has 10 grams of protein. Great, right?
Protein. You should have
6 grams of
protein.
healthy fat. I talk about this a lot, but fat plus protein is the key to satiation. Protein alone helps, but when you combine healthy fat from grass-fed beef, that's where it's at. Now, a lot of beef sticks will have added sugar and ingredients. This one here at Aldi actually doesn't, and it's grass-fed and Bobby approved. And check this out. I specifically wanted to show this because it's $1.47 an ounce. Now, because this is focused on economical, these are chumps. Chumps are basically the same thing. Difference is this is name brand, and this is $2.30 an ounce. Why would you get that when you can get these at Aldi? In my research and just going to stores all the time, Sam's Club has a Members Mark version of this for about $1 an ounce, so even cheaper. And Costco has other varieties like Country Archer for about $1 an ounce too. If you know other great stores, leave a comment down below. But this is a great snack that'll satiate your hunger. And next up, I'll show you something that's about as cheap as they get for a healthy snack.
So one thing I've been learning real quick about, you know, trying to eat healthier and be healthier in 2026 is the quality of products that you get. It's not always about the price, but it's mostly about the ingredients. When you go shopping, a lot of people sometimes just focus on the macros. They're like, okay, the proteins, the fats, the carbs are looking good. Guys, look into those ingredients. Focus more on the ingredients of what's inside of the product that you're eating, because that is really what's going to help or destroy you. Organic doesn't mean that it's really organic. You know what I mean? These plants, these organics might have chemicals in these sprays or whatnot. But I guess they won't have as many chemicals as, you know, a non-organic thing. But for the price, I mean, you're still pretty much getting the same. However, when you're buying these products and you're looking at these ingredients, make sure that they're things that you can even pronounce, things that you understand and that you know. If they have anything weird or some weird names on there, you know, maybe skip and look for something else. Something too is, you know, we think beef, protein, you know, good and whatnot. Look for the grass-fed stuff. It's definitely going to be pricier, but it's those nutrients, you know what I mean? If these cows are eating corn, if they're eating, you know, getting pumped up with these drugs, steroids and whatnot to get big, you are what you eat, so you are eating what they are eating essentially. So if you're eating cows that eat naturally greens, eat what they're actually supposed to eat, and you're eating them from what they eat, you know, that's definitely going to have more nutrients. It's going to be more natural. And I agree to that. I will attest to that for sure.
Nuts are incredible.
Wait, hold on. A normal shopping cart of food costs 25, 30, 50 pesos here, which is like 180. Jeez. Yeah, I mean, look, that's something that we're definitely facing and dealing here with this economy in today's day and age, right? Is definitely these heavy prices. It's like, damn, bro, why are they raising prices on everything, but they not raising my wages? Why is my pay? Why are my not checks not going higher? But these prices, man, it's some bullshit, bro. It's some bullshit for real. But you know what I mean? Health is wealth. Health is wealth. It's expensive as fuck. But you know what I mean? To live healthier, to be strong out here, to be able to live the best lives that we can, I believe the quality of what we put in is gonna output that quality as well.
Nutrient dense, but I want cheap, inexpensive nuts. And as much as I love me some cashews,
I bet you love nuts, my boy.
Is very, very expensive. Stage left. Peanuts, and Aldi actually has a good selection here. They have dry roasted nuts with salt and unsalted. I'll actually go for the unsalted because I want to control the amount of salt. And look, it's one ingredient. It's not even roasted in seed oils, which would make them not Bobby approved. But what makes them really good for you and I? Let's talk about nutrition for a sec. 1 ounce portion, which is tiny, has a whopping 7 grams of protein, 2 grams of fiber, and 14 grams of healthy fat. Wow, very satiating macros there, including the fiber. Let's move to the price for 1 second. 15 cents per ounce. It's about as cheap as you can get for a nut, but especially a nutrient-dense nut. And check out this chart right here. The micronutrients are off the chart for a serving. Magnesium, manganese.
My boy Antonio talking about 250,000 pesos, man, equating to 180 to $230. Yeah, that's pricey, bro. That's right. How long does that even last you? Does that even last? Is that like a week, 2 weeks, or like a month? And regardless, that's definitely pretty high. I mean, I try to spend for like, bro. I'm like really tight with my money. So what I be doing is, uh, I go through my inventory, through my fridge, and I see what I have and make sure so to not waste anything. To like meal prep or like think like, okay, what am I gonna make this week with the food that I do have, and anything that I do want to make. If there's any ingredients that I don't have, veggies or anything fresh like that, well then I'll get them for that week or that same day, just to help not spend too much. So anywhere about like $50 to $100 is usually what I spend on a weekly basis. So yeah, I mean you're easily talking about what, like $200 to $400 USD. Is that normal, Sally? It's 1 million pesos or more or less. Lucky me and my family are in a good position, but Argentina has gone to hell. I've heard, bro, and big prayers to Argentina, to all South America, to the whole world, man, because we all having it bad out here. Obviously, some worse than others. You know what I mean? But we're all suffering at the end of the day, and I'm glad that you and your family are surviving and doing well out here. And I hope other families get up this year too, and we reach that success. But yeah, it is not easy for everybody out here. So, you know, I mean, I completely understand. I'm not here to force anything upon you guys. It's just really more for information. You know, maybe there's some healthier things that we can eat that, you know, don't cost so much, that are really gonna do more benefit than not, right? This dude just went crazy for some nuts. You know what I mean? And nuts have good fats and some protein in there. So, you know, maybe it's your thing. You know, put it over some, you know, some granola, or put it over like a yogurt or something of that nature.
Niacin, unbelievable stuff here. Just stay away from honey roasted, because yeah,
I love honey roasted,
sweetened with sugar, which we don't want. How about another really economical nut or seed? Sunflower seeds.
How you gonna do me like that?
Nutrient dense at 16 cents an ounce, so actually 1 penny more per ounce than the peanuts. Unfortunately, here at Aldi, these are roasted in sunflower oil. So try to find sunflower seeds that are unroasted or raw, but the same thing. There's 6 grams of protein for a quarter cup. There's 2 grams of fiber and 16 grams of fat. Healthy fats plus protein and the fiber satiate your hunger. Once again, look at the micronutrients: magnesium, selenium, vitamin E. Very hard to find these things in these quantities in food, and we get it in these amazing nuts that are so darn cheap. Next up, I'm going to show you a portable snack that is economical and also good for your kids. This string cheese is basically like nature's protein bar, because it has a nice amount of protein in here. A stick has 7 grams plus 6 grams of healthy fat. This is the kind of stick you give to your kids at school. It's a nice snack that's going to satiate their hunger, because the combination, once again, of protein plus fat is very good for satiety. I'm going to give you a little option here, though, because the organic one is 50 cents an ounce. If I go for the non-organic one here, it's 25 cents an ounce. Now, you are what you eat. So the only difference between these two is organic means the cows are having an organic feed. This means they're having a feed that has GMO grains. That being said, if we're really shopping on a budget, even though this isn't Bobby approved, it's still a great option compared to cruddy snacks. And I'd rather you get this one than light string cheese, because light means it's low-fat dairy. When you have less fat, that means there's going to be less protein. So look, it has 1 gram less protein, it has the less fat, and it has a little more carbs. They're taking away the healthy fat, and they're putting more lactose in there. We want the healthy fat and we want the more protein. So I'm not going to blame you or anything if you want to get the 25-cent an ounce one. If you want to get the organic one, it's a little more. Either way, it's a great protein-rich, healthy, economical snack for you and the kids. Now, next up, we're moving to the most important meal of the day, breakfast. Yogurt is probably one of the most economical and nutrient-dense foods you can eat. It's loaded with healthy fats. It's protein rich, it's calcium rich, it has probiotics, it has iodine. Did you know if you're looking to get iodine, which a lot of ladies are because of thyroid issues, a serving of yogurt can have up to 75% of your daily value of iodine. Don't get iodine from cruddy salt, get it from real food sources. But there is a difference between this yogurt. This is regular yogurt. This is Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt means it's strained. Another type of strained yogurt would be skyr. Well, this is a 2/3 cup serving, and it only has 7 grams of protein and it has 9 grams of natural sugar. This is a slightly bigger serving, it's 3/4 cup, but it goes all the way up to 15 grams of protein, and you get less carbs of 7 and less natural sugars here of 6. Because when you strain the yogurt, you intensify the protein and you remove the natural sugars in there. Really important because protein plus the healthy fats from whole milk yogurt satiate your hunger. Now, I would prefer you get the organic Greek yogurt because we just talked about it with the cheese sticks. This is organic, non-GMO. This is going to be from GMO milk. That being said, it's still a very good food, and because this video is budget friendly, this comes out to 11 cents an ounce for the regular one. Compared to the non-strained yogurt I showed, that was just 8 cents an ounce. For 3 cents an ounce more, which is about 38% more, you get twice the amount of protein and you get the lower sugar and everything else. But everything I literally just said, in my opinion, goes out the window the second you get a Greek yogurt, ideally whole milk, that is flavored, because this is a vanilla bean flavor. And the amount of sugar
Oh, that
in
sugar,
yogurt
man.
can be staggering. See, there's cane sugar, pretty high up there. It's
Sugar be
12
like the
grams
worst
of
enemy
added
for these
sugar
gains, for
per
real.
2/3 cup serving. 12 grams is 3 teaspoons of sugar, which is a major no-no when you're trying to eat healthy. So we buy the strained Greek-style yogurt, plain whole milk, for a really good price. And next up, I'll show you something you can scoop it on top of for an amazing breakfast of champions. Oats are one of the best budget carbs to eat for breakfast, especially compared to cereal, which I'll talk about in a second. But oats are a micronutritional powerhouse. You talk about magnesium, manganese, phosphorus, copper, a ton of it in one serving, which is nice, but I would not get the ones in my hands right now. Why? The word right here. Quick cooking means the oats have been par cooked ahead of time, so you only have to boil it for like 2 minutes. Because of that, they digest and break down in your body much quicker than traditional rolled oats, meaning they're not going to keep you satiated as long, meaning they spike your glucose more too. Traditional means what? You cook it for an extra 5 to 10 minutes. We can do that. But better than traditional rolled oats, which by the way, the price on these is 9 cents an ounce, is steel cut oats. Just the name alone sounds cool. Steel cut. But look what they have at Aldi. They have steel cut quick. We don't want quick. We just talked about that. We want traditional steel cut. My friends, it's the same
Why
price.
steel cut, though?
9.3 cents an ounce. And yes, look at the macros. You're getting amazing 4 grams of fiber and 5 grams of protein per serving. Fiber, great. Is protein great too? And I love that slow digestibility.
I'll help
especially
you
when have,
digest,
like, a
that's for
little bit of
sure.
yogurt on top
That
of
fiber.
But steel cut is going to take a bit longer to make, but this is the most nutrient dense and the most slow to digest in your body. That's what I would get. Who knew Aldi had all these choices of oatmeal?
Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that like that oats, I don't know if you guys ever had oats, but like it really does like fill you up. Like every time I have oats, like I feel like I'm not as hungry. Facts. Big facts. But to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I just saw that this video is about 20 something minutes long, and I'm not trying to do all that. So we'll just leave it right here. If you guys want to see the rest of this video, let me know, and then we can definitely finish it some other day. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up real quick. It's already getting late over here where I'm at, and I gotta get ready for work. So let's see here, my boy Antonio. Plus we have the best beef of the world. You ain't lying, my boy. Like I said, man, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it every time. If you guys haven't had Argentinian food, if you guys haven't been to an Argentinian steakhouse, definitely check it out. Definitely a nice little date vibe you can get going there. Who doesn't like steak? Argentina definitely has some of the best steak out here. I love picanha. And I just love good steak, man. A nice ribeye, outlaw, you know what I mean? A tomahawk, my boy. Hell yeah. Make me want to go to Argentina and get the real thing. It's expensive to eat healthy where you are. The problem here, it's not that there are not options, but that it is mostly too expensive, even not healthy things. Absolutely. I mean, think about it. Everything is out here going up in price, and everything's market. Everything's out here strategically targeting you to buy the certain product. Okay? So I told you 50 to 100 bucks, bro, and that was like before the organic, you know what I mean? Now I just have to buy more smart. You know what I mean? Before I might go in the store and buy me a little chip snack or something like that. Like now I just might have to stop doing that just to be able to get that grass-fed beef, cuz that's just what it is. But that's the way how I like to manage my money, you know what I mean? Everybody got different priorities and whatnot, so you do what you got to do. At the end of the day, you know, I think what you guys should take out all of this is definitely health is wealth, and your health is very important. But you know, there's reality is another thing. You know, we got bills. Some of us just don't make that kind of money. You know what I mean? And whatever it is. But if you out here and you're like, bro, I'm not out here trying to spend money, but you out here spending $100 a week on alcohol and shit like that, man, come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. If you really like that drink and you want to keep drinking for the rest of your life, well, guess what? You're going to need to up that liver, up that health, so you can survive, so you could keep drinking type shit. That's the way how I see it. But it is expensive to eat healthy out here. I think wherever you are. I mean, that's just the way it is. That's just the market, and that's how they get you. They think that, hey, if we say it's organic and we charge 2 times double, you know what I mean? You know, these fools might buy it just because they're in a health phase or whatever. And like you said, these ingredients or these stuff are really not as healthy as they say. So like I said, man, definitely this year, guys, focus more on the ingredients than the macros. This guy gave out some good pointers on looking at things that are not roasted, that may not have those sugars or those seed oils. You know what I mean? Look for more simple, natural, straight raw type of things to really maximize on those nutrients, because those nutrients, especially like me, for example, like working in the office, I'm most likely vitamin D deficient because I don't be getting as much sunlight as I need to, and that helps with, like, you know, energy and shit like that. So you know what I mean? Those nutrients do matter, and they do matter a lot. Outside of it, I assure you, we have some of the best landscapes in the world. Patagonia, bro. Bro, say less, bro. I'm already knowing. I already got Argentina on my list. So whenever I'm ready for that mission, I already know exactly who I'm gonna be hitting up, bro. I know exactly who I'm gonna be hitting up. That'd be a beautiful experience. 100%. By the way, here the shopping cart costs $200-ish, and the salary is $800. Damn. See? Yeah. Pretty much same. You know, you could spend less, cheaper, less, but regardless, even for the cheap stuff, you're still spending more money. How many of us have gone to the store just to buy like 5 items, and then the fucking register is like 180 something bucks? You're like, what the hell did I get for it to be costing this much? Ridiculous. Ridiculous indeed. But yeah, man, save. That's the number one mission of this channel and everything. This year is definitely to save, to be able to invest, to, you know, be financially free and live the life that you would like to live. You know what I mean? But I believe that also, you know, to be able to live that life truthfully, because what's the point of saving all that money eating crappy just so when you're able to retire you gotta spend all that money in hospital bills and whatnot because you didn't get the nutrients that you needed. You know what I mean? So you just gotta find like that perfect balance, and that's what we're here for. That's what we're building this community for, to help everybody out, grow, learn something. You know what I mean? And turn up, baby, and turn up. So I'll leave it at that, guys. I'll leave it for the next few minutes. Antonio, if you have any other questions, brother, if anything else that you want to know, tomorrow I'm gonna be on stream most likely at the same time for sure. So if there's any topics or anything else that you're interested in that you want to know, definitely let me know. If there's like maybe some fresh fragrances that, you know, I may have that you've never heard of, or you're more curious about, you know, a more affordable type of fragrances, because, you know, we trying to smell good out here but on a budget, you know what I mean? Let me know. And yeah, bro, thank you again for your love and your support. Appreciate you as always. You have yourself a good night, good day. I'm not sure exactly what time it is, but whatever it may be, hopefully you and your family have much success. Hopefully to see you next time I'm on live. And yeah, for sure. If anybody got anything, it's cool. If not, it's cool. I'm gonna click on this video right here because this reel has been catching my attention.
Hey, moron! Don't leave me in here. This heat will cook me. I'll go flat fast. Take me. Hey, moron! Don't leave me in here. This heat will cook me. I'll go flat fast. Take me out now. Bro, stop keeping your clothes in the bathroom. That steam, that heat, you're literally cooking your fragrance. Bedroom, closet, cool and dry. Don't play yourself. Hey, dude, why is your cologne in the sun? Light breaks it down, kills the freshness. That's why it smells flat. Dark place only. Drawer, box.
These AI videos have been having me dead, man.
Old school mistake. You're crushing the top notes. Smells good for 5 minutes, then it dies. Spray it. Air dry. Don't touch it. Hey, moron. Don't leave me in here. This heat will cook me. I'll go flat fast. Take me out now.
Facts, man. For those people who are leaving your scents in the car, come on, man. You can't be doing that.
Bro, stop keeping your colognes in the bathroom. That steam, that heat.
I used to do that.
Fragrance, bedroom, closet, cool and dry. Don't play yourself.
Took it out.
Hey, dude, why is your cologne in the sun? Light breaks it down, kills the freshness. That's why it smells flat.
Cool, dark places.
Drawer, box, cabinet. Stop rubbing your wrists together. Old school mistake. You're crushing the top notes. Smells good for
none
5
of that.
minutes, then it dies. Spray it. Air dry. Don't touch it. Hey, moron. Don't leave me.
Big facts. All right. Some nice little tips. But alrighty, guys. If nobody got anything else to say, well, then I'll go ahead and wrap it up. Good night to everybody. Thank you again for everybody who pulled up and showed some love. Big shout out to Antonio. My boy, shout out to Argentina and their steaks and their beautiful women. Beautiful women indeed. And yeah, guys, till next time. See you guys on the next live. Much love. Peace.